After the Betrayal expansion launched at the beginning of last December, it seems that Path of Exile does not think to lower a bit in the rate of arrival of new content for the title, and that its developers grinding gear games still keep in mind ambitious future plans for your product. The arrival of the new Synthesis expansion will also be accompanied by the official presentation of the developers on the expected edition of PS4 in March. Synthesis will see its release specifically on March 8 for PC and 2 days after March 11 for Xbox One. The popular and already familiar game spell system for its users will be replaced by a more tactical yet easy-to-use version. In addition to this, several new features are included in order to attract and reward players with greater incentives so that they can revisit old locations. Also from these aggregates will come the opportunity to restore the memories of a mysterious personage that will have access to a large repertoire of spells and new booties. This will happen in a passage both strange and bizarre at the same time. In the same way there will be additions to the game's league system, which allows players to start over with the existing character or with a new one. Chris Wilson, who is the administrative director, shared extensive words about what can be expected from Synthesis, the future expansion of Path of Exile, and what it will mean for the online rebounds per game that plans to end another big update this year. The title of this expansion is related to the real Synthesis League, which is for the new content of the game, but the other part of this is for the big rebalance and the changes in Path of Exile, said Wilson. It seems routine, but its scope is unprecedented. The goal is to try to open combinations of players much more viable for players, and honestly, as convincing as it is to launch new leagues and other forms of new content, rebalances often add more playability to the game. Synthesis will be responsible for rebalancing different skills and combat spells in the main game, but the primary intention of the future expansion is to create a search in which Kavas, the new NPC, is helped to restore their memories that are lost at the beginning of the expansion. We can find scattered around the world different portals that will be the entrances to the memories of Kavas. Upon entering we will find a multitude of dangerous enemies and novelty booties with great value, all represented in a miniature world. At the end of these roads we will recover a memory fragment. The purpose of collecting the memory fragments is to take them at some point to the memory nexus, the base of operations of the Kavas. With these fragments, spaces can be reconstructed on the memory map, an ethereal zone where memories will form mini dungeons arranged continuously. Each time a sequence is finished until the end, the player will be rewarded with the spoils and special rewards for Kavas. A peculiarity is that the memories have the characteristic of deteriorating over time, which translates into strange effects inside the dungeon. When a memory is completely decomposed, will be erased from the map. Wilson was in charge of confirming properly that one of the most important changes that will be found in Synthesis will be the rebalancing of the spell system, and commented that it was slow to arrive, but at the same time he also stressed that it was the most difficult part of the next expansion of Path of Exile. We're not just adjusting the numerical values in the spells, we're altering the way they work in some way. There are around 40 spells that can be increased with several hundred support gems, and also compared to the more than 110 different abilities you can also use, they can go through all these different forms and times, like a meteor spell. Having everyone in balance was a very difficult task for the team, so I needed a lot of effort. Summary of the features and additions that Synthesis will bring. Memory map. Through the expansion, memory fragments will be acquired that can be placed on a special map to create a set of mini dungeons. The action of completing these will result in obtaining valuable booties and special rewards. Fractured items, they are special items to which you can apply different powerful benefits, but also come with drawbacks. To superimpose the last, reroll can be performed, seeking to combine statistics. New spells and rebalancing them. As Chris Wilson himself mentioned, more than 40 spells were reviewed and rebalanced. New abilities and spells will also be added. New unique elements. 16 totally new unique elements will be added to the game, These will come in the form of armors, weapons and accessories. At the same time they will be among the most powerful of all within Path of Exile. In addition, through Memory Nexa players will be able to activate between 3 different fractured elements.